What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience. I'm Arthur Moats, and you know we got another fun one planned today. Gonna talk to the homie TG around 9 o'clock. Gotta react to the Mason Rudolph, bringing them back into black and gold. And of course, we are still currently on Rodgers' watch. For better or worse, for better or worse. Yes, I know. And it is St. Patrick's Day, so shout out to St. Patrick's Day, everybody that's celebrating, and for everybody that celebrated over the weekend. Hopefully y'all was safe out there, didn't get beat up or beat anybody up or fall off a roof or anything along those lines, man. So shout out to all of y'all, man. But yeah, I guess we have a quarterback. I suppose we have a quarterback. Guy returning, feels quarterback-y, so I do like that, and obviously got some different avenues, some different ways that we're going to attack this here quarterback situation, and, may have a couple other signings that happen along the way as well, man. Shoot, I feel like every time I check my phone, it's a new signing. Oh, got a new D lineman. I'm like, all right, let me check the tape on the big boy. Okay. Oh, we got some new corner. All right, cool. Let me check the tape on the cornerback. All right. Oh, we got this new safety. All right, let me see what this safety talking about. Let me see what this safety looking like. So I'm liking the moves so far, so good. So like I said, man, we will talk about all of those. But on the front end, man, I do got to say, shout out to y'all. All right. I felt the love. Obviously, your boy turned 37 on Friday. And yeah, man, y'all showered your boy the right way, man, in all assets or in all facets, man. Obviously, the YouTube crowd, man, y'all did y'all thing. Obviously, on Instagram, man, saw a lot of y'all showing love over there. And even on the Arthur Moats Experience Instagram page. So shout out to y'all over there as well, man. Y'all was even sending stuff into the website, man, to arthurmoats.com. I was like, yo, shout out to y'all, man. Hey, look. I appreciate the way that y'all be shouting this out, man. I appreciate it, man. I felt all the birthday love, all right? So from the heart, definitely meant a lot to me, man. So like I said, man, appreciate y'all for that. And shout out to y'all rocking with the content, man. Like I said, man, I went back, was looking at them comments on the video that I did with Mark Bergen, right? We were talking about free agency. And yeah, man, y'all look like y'all really enjoyed that, man. So I'll probably spin the block with him, man. Drop another vid soon, man. Talk it up with him a little bit. And y'all definitely have been rocking out with Tyler and Dom, man. I'm seeing how y'all like both of their long vids and shorts as well, man. So shout out to y'all for that, man. I'll definitely keep the content coming as well. Mike Hood said he likes Mark. Hey, shout out to you on that one, man. Like I said, man, just, we figured, man, when you go through a change the way that we had this off season, hey, man, it opens up doors to, like I said, man, pivot different directions, introduce different people. And yeah, so far, so good, man. So far, so good. So glad that y'all rocking out and liking it the way that, like I said, I'm liking it over here. So salute to each and every one of y'all. So let's see. Got to get Noriega a surprise guest spot. Hey, look. Between Noriega, between the Bro Berrien, between AJ Martinez, and I'm sure it's a slew of others, all right? We're going to have another day where it's just, I'm opening up the phone lines and just talking that talk, man, all right? And now that we're going to get to the point where I'm going to just call y'all again, all right? Because that's what we started doing most recently. I just call y'all up, all right? So in due time, all right? But I like how y'all doing it, man. I'm liking the energy, all right? So shout out to y'all for that one, man. But let's go ahead and get ready to tap in because, like I said, man, we do have plenty that I want to catch up on, man. Like I said, man, it was happening more with Steelers Nation, but then also we have some around the league stuff as well. So drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from. You know how we do. Drop it in there. Let me know so that way I can get that big boy shout out to start tonight's show. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button at least one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, because I do see some news, but I see my gang in them. You know how it is when you see the fellas and the ladies that you accustomed to seeing, like Jaron Pittsburgh Steelers for life, rocking under 559 Visalia, California. You know I got to shout out Mike Hood because he's in the 614 Columbus, Ohio. John L. in Morgantown, West Virginia. Shout out to Morgantown, man. Y'all was pretty pissed, man. I was watching McAfee, seeing Mad Dog. Y'all getting snubbed for March Madness. Yikes. Yeah. I can definitely understand. I can understand the frustration. We got Leah Warren in the building, the 254 Killeen, Texas. And shout out to Jamal McCullum, also in the 254 Killeen, Texas. Maine on the big 413, Massachusetts. Shout out. James Skicker pulling up in Jersey. And let's see. Oh, got the homie X Concepts, man. Got to shout out the homie X Concepts in the 724 Claridge, PA. And I do see you tapping it right at the last second. Esco reloaded in the 757, baby. Shout out to the crib. If you know, you know. But with that being the case, let's go ahead and start this thing the right way because, like I said, we got a quarterback. All right. We officially have one. All right. So shout out to Mason Rudolph. Obviously, we dropped a reaction video when this initially broke. I think it was Thursday, if I remember correctly, where we obviously signed him to a 2-year deal, $8 million, 4.5 guaranteed. Now, what do we like about the deal? Man, I like a lot about this situation if we're going to be completely transparent. It's cheap, right? That's the first thing that I love about it. It's cheap. So it gives me the opportunity to still do a ton of other moves if I so choose. And those moves could consist of, like we're hearing right now, do you want to sign Aaron Rodgers? Is it Russell Wilson that we're waiting on? What does that look like? We got that flexibility. Hey, if we want to lean into Mason and say, Mason, you're going to be QB1. We're going to draft a quarterback and we're going to bring in a ton of, all right, sign another wide receiver, sign another running back maybe. And we're going to let you compete and we'll figure out who can be the guy for the season. I'm cool with that. That still is on the table. Heck, even if you wanted to trade for somebody, you still have that flexibility as well because of the amount of money that was committed to this contract. So in all of those facets, I love the deal. Second thing, when we get past the money part is this. We're familiar with Mason. We know Mason Rudolph, man. We drafted the kid here, played his whole rookie year or his rookie contract out and had varying levels of success, right? We saw him when he first had to start for 7, when 7 had the elbow injury. It was up and down, had some moments, got hurt, Duck takes over. He comes back at the end, plays well, gets hurt. Unfortunate. Waits, gets a chance to play again in that rain game versus the Detroit Lions. Plays well, we lose in overtime. From there, wait, finally gets a chance, him and Kenny Pickett. We know how that story plays out, but at the end, he's the guy that comes in and saves Christmas. Come on, man. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. If you know, you know. If you were there for it, you know it was a movie. It was magical, baby. And then obviously we know this past year, Tennessee. Up and down. I mean, but that's kind of been the story of Mason, right? Hasn't really had that organization that has committed to him 100% when they're saying you're QB1. Let's put together an offense that is geared towards you. So I think of the potential upside of that. I say, well, hey, man, can Mason, hand the football off and play action pass, deep balls, stuff like that? Yeah. I was like, can Mason, throw catchable balls up to DK Metcalf and George Pickens? I said, yeah, I think he could do that. Yeah. Can he hit Pat Fry move over the middle of the field? Absolutely he can. Why can't he do that? And we know Calvin Austin, he going to hit you up in the seam, big speed. Mason is capable of doing all those things. Like, we know that. But the question is, how consistent can he do? Can he do it each and every week? And that is the biggest question. But the other thing that I do like is this, though. We talk about our offensive line and how it's questionable with the protection and if the new pieces at the new places are going to be varsity. Well, we said some of the limitations with Rodgers is his mobility. That's part of why he's been struggling more and more at this stage. We talked about Russ and how even last year we saw some of his limitations in mobility and how that affected him. Well, Mason Rudolph is probably the more athletic of both of those dudes at this stage if we're just talking about mobility. And that's the thing that for, when we're talking about another added element, that's another thing that's a little bit intriguing about the move. But the last thing that I would say is this. When we're just looking at the market, we're looking at what the reports are that Aaron Rodgers is potentially looking for. One report said 2 years, $90 million. That's $45 million per year. The other report says that the Vikings are potentially going to pay him upwards to $100 million. That'd be like 50 a year if he did a 2-year deal. I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers' game. But are we really saying at this stage, Aaron Rodgers is $40 million? Or actually $41 million? You know what I mean? Better like, if Mason's going to get $4 million this year, Aaron Rodgers at this stage, if he got 45, he's $41 million better than Mason Rudolph. I'm sorry. I don't think that's the case right now. Stop me if I'm wrong, but I do not think that Aaron Rodgers is $41 million better than Mason Rudolph. All right. So if it's up to me, I'm saying, man, if you don't cut that 43 ways, go get me a D tackle, go get me another wide receiver, go get me a running back, and we better rock out. What? That's my thing, man. But that's how I see it. I don't know how the organization sees it right now. They might be looking at Rodgers and seeing a lot of intrigue. But to me, man, when I think of this Mason Rudolph deal, when I think of everything that he brings to the table, not just from a speculation standpoint, because y'all know that's not what I do, but based off of what we have seen from him, I can cook with Mason, with DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, and whoever else I'm bringing in to those position groups, because we will have an excess of money, along with we still got draft action. Just an option. But that's the thing for me why I said, man, I am actually a fan of this move. I do think that worst case, you can really load it up and give it a go. Give it a go. Because what do you have to lose in this sense? We all talk about the whole Arch Manning element, right? Oh, Arch Manning is next year. Man, next year's draft supposed to have some better prospects in it from a quarterback standpoint. All right. Well, the problem is we can't get to next year without going through this year first. All right. So, not saying that we still can't draft a quarterback in this year's draft. But what I'm saying is before we have to commit a ton of money to one of these aging guys that clearly have played hard to get and clearly have shown that they think very, very highly of themselves. I'm just saying, man, I feel like Mason, man. Mason's been that steady Eddie, the dude that hasn't left, the guy that even when we've tried to kick him out, he's found a way to ball, and now he has found his way back, and he's like, hey, remember me? More money this time. Give him a go. That's what I'm on right now. Load it up around him. You can still draft your quarterback. Let them two compete. I feel like Mason's going to beat out whoever we're bringing in at this stage of the draft, right? Because unless you're getting a Cam Ward, I think Mason would go at it with Shador. I think Mason goes at it with Jackson Dart. I think Mason goes at it with Will Howard. I'm just throwing it out there, my personal opinions on it. I think he goes at it with any of them dudes. And now you put weapons around him. Why can't he? We've already seen him make plays at this level. Why can't he? We've already seen him go on a 3-4 game winning streak. Why can't he? That's just how I see it. But we'll see with Mason, though. We will see, man. But like I said, fan of the move, man. Big fan of the move. But it still doesn't stop me from exploring other options. Now, some of them other options, we can get into some of them other options. We got some other options. I like some of these other options. But I think that this is the best option without either having to commit too much from a draft standpoint, without having to commit too much from a financial standpoint, without having to mortgage the future per se, while still maintaining a certain level of competitiveness and with the potential of high upside. But at the same time, it could belly out. And if it did do that, then, you get your draft picks that a lot of people be wanting. So just thought. But I like the Mason move, though. So shout out to Mason Rudolph, man, bringing it back to the black and the gold, man. So hopefully y'all are enjoying him in this signing. All right. But we shall see. We shall see. All righty. Like, we got some supers that came in here as well. So shout out to y'all, too, for the supers. Man, I always appreciate those. All right. Got the homie Mike Hood. And he says, salute, Mr. Moats. Happy birthday to Quan as well, man. Happy birthday to Quan. Happy birthday to all my Pisces people that were out here this weekend turning up, enjoying your birthday the way we supposed to. Big time salute on that. You got the homie Dondre Ezel. He says, when you doing another fan mock? I got the best one. Well, we had to get past free agency. What sense was doing mock drafts right in the heart of free agency where everybody would have been like, yo, I want to receive in the first round. And then we go trade for DK Metcalf. All those mocks became obsolete. Hey, I think we need to do this in the first. It's like, yo, let them first 2 weeks of free agency play out. Then we coming back to it, all right? So the plan is probably next week, man, get back on those mocks, all right? Because we still right now are trying to figure out if we're signing Aaron Rodgers, we are not going to be drafting a quarterback. But right now, we do not know that. So say we go ahead and do the mocks and everybody now goes and she says, all right, we taking a quarterback at 21 and then we sign Russ. Man, shoot, we ain't taking that quarterback no more. That mock is obsolete, baby. So we just going to wait for a second. Next week, though, we'll spin a block on it and then we'll get those mocks in there, all right? But that's the whole thought process with it right now. It's just too fluid, you know? One signing here changes your whole draft board, changes your whole priority list. And that's what we kind of experienced here when, like I said, that DK Metcalf trade. It instantly shifted the focus from wide receiver to now D tackle, or depending on how this quarterback thing plays out, quarterback. So we will see, man. We will see. But hey, Buston, I will say this, man. I know you're not a fan of quarterback in the first round, but if we're going into the draft and our current quarterbacks are Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson, they are going to draft a quarterback. For certain, they will. Now, is that quarterback? I'll put it like this. They're going to try their best to end up with a Shador, with a Jackson Dart, with the Will Howard or a Jalen Milroe. Now, with those four names specifically, you've heard how people have had them ranging in the draft. Some have had all of them dudes being first rounders. You've also heard them range between the first and the fourth round. But I think in some capacity, if those are the only two quarterbacks we have, Mason and Skylar Thompson, one of those four are going to be back. One of those four that I just named will be in that black and gold, man. That's just how I feel about it. Or you got the kid from Louisville as well. I know he's been the dark horse candidate and kind of popping up a little bit later. But, man, the reports right now, Steelers on Jackson Dart, Will Howard, man. And rightfully so. I mean, when you see both of those guys, how they play the game, their intangibles, they look good. They got moments. Now, they got some question marks as well, consistency issues, but they do have some moments where you're like, yo, Jackson Dart, he be slinging that rock, man. You watch him sling it, you're like, bro, you look like old school, big boy NFL QB the way it's supposed to be played. I feel like I'm seeing like old school 7 vibes. Then when you look at Will Howard, you're like, oh, you also got that, but you can run a little bit on top of that too. And we saw you on this college football playoff run where you had to do it multiple times and win the Natty. So that's the part for Will that's an added bonus. So to me, man, I think, you know, when you're talking about those dudes, yeah, I could definitely understand why the Steelers are intrigued by them and why that's also an option. Because like I said, I'm open to that a lot more than I am dropping the $40+ million per year on Aaron Rodgers or even the 35+ on Russ at this stage, man. I'm just like, yo, if we wanted Russ that bad, clearly the team would have paid for him. If we wanted Fields that bad, clearly they would have paid for it. But the way we done played these games right now, it's just like, yo, I feel like we then spent ourselves around and now we just kind of stuck here. And it's like, man, instead of now just, you know, forcing it, man, take what you got in Mason, load up around him, and let's give it a go. But like I said, man, that's kind of how I see it at least. Now, Remix says, I want a tall QB. We got to use all parts of the field more. Now, I get it, man. And I know for some people, they feel like because of a tall QB, he can see over the line and that's going to just instantly equal, you know, pass over the middle of the field. It doesn't, but I get what you are looking for. The thing that I would say is this, man. Muth should, by proxy of DK and GP being out there, it should open up the middle of the field a lot because how are you playing single high coverage versus those receivers? If you're doing that you're playing a dangerous game because those two receivers routinely win one-on-one when you're talking about combat catching, whether it's going up top on a guy, the back shoulder ball, running past him. They do that routinely. So it's going to force teams to play a too high cover 2 type shell, and that opens up the middle of the field for a Pat Fry move. So it should, in theory, work out like that. We wanted that to be the case last year, but we didn't really have that number 2 receiver to keep that safety out of there. We didn't. Now we got that guy. Big time difference, man. So I do feel like regardless of the quote unquote tall versus short quarterback, the middle of the field will be more open because of schematically teams are going to have to just play you differently. But yeah, the reason why I don't get enamored with the whole, tall quarterback equals success. I'm like, man, Ryan Mallett was a tall quarterback. Brock Osweiler was a tall quarterback. Was it Brett Mettenberger? He was a tall quarterback. Like, we have tall quarterbacks, but that doesn't mean they're going to just, see the field. Like, nah, it ain't how it works, man. You either can't see the field because you're a good quarterback or you can't see the field because you're not a good quarterback. Doesn't matter if you're tall or short, man. You figure it out. So that's the thing with that, man. So we will see though, baby, but I do like it. And shout out to the Don Hefe Quan, baby. Joining the upper room. So welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Farron Bradford. Shout out to Farron Bradford showing love. And he says, QB Jackson Dart, defensive tackle Kenneth Grant, sitting at 21. Who you taking? We could win with Russ and Mason, and I see Jackson Dart as Russell Wilson 2.0. Great deep ball, toughness, and arm talent. Shout out to you, Farron Bradford. And I do see certain things that you're seeing with that as well. I'd say he was a little bit bigger than Russ, but I could be off. I think it was a little bit bigger, though. That was my only thing, man. But yeah, as it stands today, and what I mean by that is we only have Mason Rudolph on the roster and Skylar Thompson on the roster as quarterback. At 21, well, actually, no, never mind. You said at 21. At 21, I won't play around. I'll probably just go Jackson Dart. The talk is he's shooting up draft boards. The talk is he could be going in the first round. My problem is we don't have a second round pick. So even though I would love to say draft Kenneth Grant at 21, then come back and get Jackson Dart somewhere in the second round, I don't have that second round pick as we stand today. Not saying that we can't make a trade package, right? Move up and things like that. But as we just currently sit here with no trade conversation, I'm going to take the quarterback. And the reason why I'm going to take the quarterback is because I need somebody to push Mason Rudolph. I need somebody that Mason is going to have to push. And I want the best man to win between those two. I don't want to just hand it over to Mason Rudolph. That's not what I want to do. I want whoever is the QB1 to have to legitimately compete. And from there, now I feel like that guy has already had to overcome a certain level of competition, a certain level of adversity to give himself even more validation for being QB1. And then, I'm going to roll with him that way. Whereas if I go Kenneth Grant, I feel great about my D-line. I feel great about the replacement of Larry Ogunjobi. I love, the combination of Kenneth Grant, Keanu Benton, Cam Hayward. We haven't talked about him yet, but the new guy we just signed, Daniel Equali, D tackle that we just got over from the Patriots. When we think about the different combination of dudes up front, I'm like, yeah, you throw Kenneth Grant in there, I feel even better about that. I think he helps our linebackers out. He'll help our coverage out. But to me, I think you got to get that quarterback position settled. And I think that that's the most important position that has to get settled in order for us to legitimately make a run at a Super Bowl. Because we're putting pieces in place. But until we have that piece right now, it's like you got this high-end car, but we don't know who can drive it. And if you can't drive it, then it's might as well just sit it in the garage because you're going to crash out. And we don't want to crash the car. All right. But that's what I'm doing with that thing. And yeah, man, in terms of, like I said, man, with Jackson Dart, man, definitely a fan. Have been watching more of him, and the more I watch of him, the more I like. I think he's a really good player. I love his competitiveness. I love the arm. And like I said, man, he's one of those dudes who takes chances, but he trusts his arm, and he wins a lot with it, for better or worse. But I like that. So, that's one of the things with him. I think that that's why people are getting more excited about him. So I get it. I definitely can see it. And then Farron Bradford also says, you looked at running backs Jaden Blue and Brashad Smith. Good one-cut home run threats in the third. Cornerbacks, we can sneak a good one late. Amos, Morrison, or Revel Jr. are guys. QB, running back, and DB in the draft. D-line build in free agency. So we currently are doing some of that in free agency when you're talking about the D-line part. We obviously, like I said, signed, let me pull him up officially now, Daniel Equale. Hopefully I'm not butchering his name. But like I said, we did just sign him. I want to say that was earlier today / yesterday, maybe. And let me get him up so I can just officially get everything. Because like I said, he was up with the Patriots just last season. Came into the league. Where was it? Yeah, Washington State for college, man. Like I said, just turned 31 in January, actually. But yeah, just finished up his 6th season, man. Was 2019 was his first year. He was in Cleveland, undrafted cat. And then from there, man, spent the year in Jacksonville in 2020. And then has spent the last 4 years from 2021 up until last season with the New England Patriots. Last year, 16 games, 16 starts. Year before that, 3 games, got hurt. Year before that, 15 games, 0 starts. But then from there, 7 games, 9 games, and 7 games. All right. But even with last year, in the 16 games with the 16 starts, he had 52 tackles, 1 sack. He had 2 tackles for loss and 3 QB hits. All right. Now, when we're talking Daniel Equale, the one thing I would say is this, man. Stout against the run. Point of attack, that's his bread and butter. You put him out there in base defense, he is a 5 technique. That's what Cam Hayward plays. That's what Larry Ogunjobi plays. When you watch him in a sub package, he's usually the 3 technique, right? Once again, where Larry Ogunjobi plays, more of the Cam Hayward play, right? If you're running at him, he does an excellent job of controlling offensive linemen, extending those dudes, and then shedding them and ultimately coming off making a tackle. He does that at a very high level. I think that he also has a good ability of, when it's play action pass, recognizing it, converting, and then hitting that move and getting vertical and finding ways to create pressure. Now, granted, that pressure doesn't generate a ton of sacks. You heard me read off the numbers. He don't get a ton of those, but he will create enough movement in the middle of the pocket that now their quarterback is flushed one way or the other, and the other guys have ability to clean it up. When you get in a sack, man, it takes a lot of people making, a lot of people have to do certain things right in order for you to still get that thing as a pass rusher. All right. So I did want to throw that out there. In terms of what Daniel struggles with is this, man, movement. Whenever he's on the backside and he's having to run, or whenever it's toss plays and it's going outside and he's having to run in space, that's where you see him struggle. The further removed he is away from the line of scrimmage, the less production you see with him. I think he plays a really good effort, though, and I think that that's one of the positives. I think from a depth standpoint, he provides good depth. He provides quality depth. He provides good competition for anybody that we're going to be bringing in as well via the draft, while also give you some positional flexibility. He has the size, to me, to play some of that one technique as well, but when you watch him on tape, he does kind of struggle there at times. But that's one of the dudes that, to me, when I'm thinking of Montravius Adams, right? When I'm thinking of, like we talked about Keanu Benton, man, Daniel is a guy that is quality, that's a good player, that will come in and make those guys have to elevate their game and be more consistent, because he's a good player. Not a great player, not a world beater, but a good player. And I think that that's one of the things that, when you're just looking at that signing, very similar to the Brandon Eccles signing, the DB that we brought over from the Jets. Very similar to that. Not a household name everywhere. Not a guy that, is going to break the bank money-wise, but just a quality player, a guy that you want a part of your depth, a guy that when you're looking at as another option to throw out there, yeah, that's a quality player right there. That's not going to be this massive drop-off. So I do like that about him. And like I said, man, a clean little move, man. Definitely can understand, or I could definitely see the Andy Weidel in the move. Continuing to make sure them trenches are right. And he's stout against the run. It's like, yo, I feel like at times, man, we get too enamored with pass rushers. It's good to see some good old thumpers, some run stuffing type of dudes up in there, man. So I definitely liked that. Alrighty. And shoot, while we're talking about him, did have another signing that actually just took place, man, before we had hopped on. But Juan Thornhill, man. Shout out to Juan Thornhill. Yeah, should sound familiar. Has spent his last couple of seasons with the Browns as their safety, man. Before that was in Kansas City with the Chiefs. Let me pull up him official, since he is a part of the gang now. Black and gold, boys. All right, taking the wrong name. Oh, Lord. There we go. All righty. Oh, there we go. All right. Sometimes, man, the way this internet be, not even internet, sometimes we just be searching it, right? I always laugh because when you watch it, tell me if this happens to y'all, right? When y'all be watching a movie and they got to search for something, they instantly find what they're searching for in like 5 seconds. I'm like, yo, you knew the keyword. You knew exactly what to type in, where to type it in, and the search engine and the internet was perfect. Everything's pop. And you know exactly where to look to find the answer. I'll be over here like, man, I know how to search football players. I know the website and everything. And it still be over here just like, yo, come on, man. All right, come on, man. So, yeah, shout out to Hollywood, though, right? Shout out to Hollywood. But sometimes I get a little frustrated by that on my end, all right? But with that being the case, though, man, let's talk a little Juan Thornhill, man, who actually is a two-time Super Bowl champion out there with the Kansas City Chiefs. Came into the NFL in 2019, was a second-round draft pick, man, 63rd overall selection. So got a little pedigree on him out of UVA. Shout out to VA. All right, I ain't it was a UVA cat, man. Alta Vista High School. Okay. All right. That is super far away from where I'm located at, down in the 757. But with Juan, man, spent his first 4 seasons in Kansas City. Like we said, man, was a 2-time Super Bowl champion out there when he came in the league in 2019. Played over there to 2022. Then these past 2 seasons has been in Cleveland, 2023 and 2024. Started 11 games, played in 11 games this season. Same with the year before in Cleveland. Prior to that, 16 games, 16 game starter, 17 game, 12 game starter, 16 games, 16 game starter. Consistent starter throughout his time in the NFL when he's been healthy. Last year, man, through his 11 games, had 49 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, had 1 QB hit, 3 pass deflections. The year before that, 54 tackles, 2 QB hits, along with another pass deflection. No picks in Cleveland, but during his time in Kansas City, did accumulate 8 interceptions, man. So do like that part, man. 8 picks in 4 years, and he was doing them in bunches. 3 at one point. He had 3 picks 2 seasons, and then he had 1 and 1. All right, so is a capable guy from that capacity, man. But obviously, you want some more consistency in his game. But the thing that stands out, man, when you cut on the tape for Juan, my man's a thumper. He is hitting. He is not afraid to tackle, man. He will definitely, he's had a game. Guys come across the middle, he's thumping them. You watch them running backs get into the alley. Oh, yeah, he's trying to fill it, and he's bombing dudes, man. Love that about him. Love secondary defenders that aren't afraid of contact, that aren't afraid to get down there and put their face in the fan. And obviously, playing in the AFC North, you're going to have to do that. We know the way that Baltimore likes to play. They want to, be smash mouth. Cincinnati, they used to make you want to, have to hit them. Now, they've completely abandoned that, and they are a strictly aerial attack. All right, shout out to them passing boys over there, man. I definitely likes that. And we'll see what's going on with Cleveland, right? Cleveland's Cleveland. But they used to also be a physical unit, man. The Nick Chubbs of the world. But we will see what's going on with them, all right? But to me, man, with Juan, I do like the veteran element. I do like the fact that he's a high quality player that comes from Super Bowl champion organization, i.e. the Kansas City Chiefs. We do like that part. And then also, man, like I said, man, we're just talking about the toughness, man. Him already being familiar with the division, being a starter in Cleveland these past 2 seasons. Now coming over here, that just adds to the room. It adds to the depth. Now we're talking about that third safety behind a Minka and a Deshaun Elliott being a guy that started. Let me make sure I get this right. Talking about a guy that has started 74 games in his career. Played in 87 games, but he has started in 74 games. That's the type of dude that, when you're talking about Juan Thornhill, that's what you're bringing in from an experience standpoint. So to me, I like that a lot. I think that only adds to the room. And when you're looking at some of these signings, lower risk, but high quality, man, from a depth standpoint, from just a positional flexibility standpoint. And now it gives you more insurance if a guy were to go down as well, man. So definitely like that about Juan Thornhill. So hopefully y'all are going to enjoy his being a part of the Black Gold as well. So hit that like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. All righty. And I did see a couple of y'all in here showing love, man. Shouting out to the jersey. Shout out to Pittsburgh Toddy. Said that jersey is dope. You don't have to break out the Charlie Conway, man. The captain on this here St. Patrick's Day. I feel like it was appropriate. And then I hit him with the little Ireland special, on my Steelers hat, man. So I'm definitely digging all this greenery with said greenery. It's like the perfect combo. All right. I just love it. And let's see. X-Concept says, yo, overrated Joe Burrow needs those weapons. Yeah, he got a lot of weapons. Holy smokes. But they paid them boys over there, did he not? Whoo-wee. Big bank. But let's see, man. Hey, man, a lot of y'all in here, I like the fact y'all rocking out the way that y'all rocking out, though, man. Alrighty. Let's see. Fan Bradford showing some more love with another super chat, man, from the heart. I appreciate you, baby. He says, you looked at... Oh, no, I just read that one. Excuse me, that one, man. So shout out to you on that one, man. Manny Fresh. Shout out to Manny Fresh. Join or gifting an upper room membership. Shout out to you, Manny. Being an absolute rock star life, paying it forward. We appreciate you from the heart. And to that individual that just got gifted that membership, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. All right, got the homie 828 style. He says, if you ask me, I think Mike T has blinked. What happened to wanting volunteers and not hostages? It feels like he's in panic mode. Rodgers holding us hostage. If we look at it from a pride standpoint, sure. That's the easy way to take it, right? Hey, we're the Steelers. We want volunteers, not hostages. And we're going to look at that to the 100th degree and simply say, because this guy has not jumped for joy and said, I'm signing with you for whatever you're offering, now we're looking at him as a hostage and we shouldn't wait on him. We should move on. I get that approach. Because from a pride standpoint, we should feel good about ourselves, right? I'm with you on that. But what I will say is, from a business standpoint, that is not what you want to do in this scenario. Nah, because Aaron Rodgers is a better player than Mason Rudolph if we're just simply talking skill. If we're simply talking, hey, you take this football, you take a football. Aaron Rodgers, I want you to make these 10 throws. Mason Rudolph, I want you to make these 10 throws. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is the better player. So because of that, yes, Aaron Rodgers does take priority when we're talking about negotiations, when we're talking about the order of operations of who you negotiate with first. It's the reason why the market of QBs that are still remaining are waiting on the first domino, which is Aaron Rodgers. Because from an organization standpoint, I'm not going to pay you anything crazy until I know what he's getting paid. Because if we say that's the standard of the guys that are still remaining, you're not trying to pay anything more than what this guy gets because you feel like the other guys are going to be less than. So that's, like I said, the first part of it. Now, when we get into the money part, I can get that. I can understand why. Once again, it's like, hey, man, now we you panicking, man. You doing whatever it is to make this guy happy. It's not like you're doing whatever you can to make this guy happy. I think they're doing their due diligence. And what they've done is this. They've hedged their bet. They've protected themselves by signing Mason Rudolph. So that way they don't have to panic mode, which would be, hey, I'm going to give you the most money out of any other team. When I look at the Vikings and they're talking about offering up to $100 million, that's panic mode. When I think of whoever's going to be the highest bidder, that's panic mode. You don't want to be the highest bidder to Aaron Rodgers right now. No, you don't have to be if you're the Steelers. And I think that that's their approach. But at the same time, you would also be foolish to just turn your nose up and act as if, oh, yeah, man, I'm better than Aaron Rodgers. No, we ain't trying to take that approach either. And I think that that's the line that we're kind of towing with him. Organizationally, they understand all of those variables, but they also understand this is Aaron Rodgers. Very temperamental, can be wishy-washy in terms of how warm he is or how, cold he is towards the organization and staff. But at the same time, when you cut that tape on, there are certain things that he still does that you've never seen some of these other quarterbacks do. And that's part of why he is being treated the way that he's being treated. We always say it's not fair, but when you talk about the impact and what those guys bring from a value standpoint, that's why they get paid what they get paid also. So I get like I said, how we're trying to simplify it to, man, yeah, you've become a hostage or you've, essentially, you've blinked, right? Because now you are, doing whatever you can to try to keep this guy, and he's more of a hostage than a volunteer. And it's like, yeah, if we want to super simplify it, sure, but there's a lot more nuance in this because there is a negotiation taking place and there are other parties at play here. Giants are saying one thing, Vikings are saying one thing. So we're towing that line, but I just think the way that we have allowed it to get to this point, I'm a little bit more frustrated with that. I think we could have been a little bit more in the driver's seat, but when you're dealing with players, they're players. They're not robots. They're not jersey numbers. They're not, well, hey, man, if I feel like this, then he is going to do that. Nah, sometimes that dude literally is just like, bro, I don't want to sign today. Now what? You could do it without me? Go do it then. Not everybody is trying to do that, man. Yeah, dudes get fired behind that, man. And them dudes ain't trying to get fired like that either. So that's, a lot of the other variables that are at play. I don't love it either. Trust me, I don't love it. I wish, as we sit here on March 17th at 8:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that we would already know who the quarterback is between, is it going to be Rodgers? Is it going to be Russ? Is it going to be just Mason? Is it a draft pick? But got us all on limbo. But that is largely due to Aaron Rodgers. And I've seen how that works, man. Shoot, man, I remember hitting the market and we were always waiting on, was it Brandon Spikes? Say, yo, B Spikes, can you help me sign so you can set what this market is going to be so the rest of us can know how much we going to potentially make or not make? Like sometimes, man, if that's the bigger name at the time, you are just kind of stuck sitting there waiting on it, man. And it doesn't, it's not ultra negative thing because if you get this player, you feel great about him because of what he potentially brings to your organization. But when it doesn't work out, now we just like, I feel like we wasted time. And that was the whole Brandon Ayuk situation a year ago. But we will see, man. We will see. But it is Aaron Rodgers. And that's the thing we got to remember. Like, separate the personality, the off-field demeanor, and how he is in interviews. Separate that. And just remember, as the player, Aaron Rodgers, man, historically, that's one of the most gifted and most productive quarterbacks we've ever seen play this game, man. So it's the reason why they're waiting on him, man. It's the reason. yeah. And just think about this, man. Teams move on from quarterbacks that they don't think can play like that. Nah. So when you see how they are waiting on this type of dude, just know they're doing it for a reason. Regardless of what our personal feelings are, they know what that player still brings to the table in comparison to some of these other players. Regardless of how we feel about it, that's just the facts with that thing, man. Hey, and I like your approach, Bruce Masterovic. He says, Brandon Ayuk wasn't a waste of time. We totally imploded the 49ers. It was worth it. Yeah, man, the Niners, they was on something crazy over there, man, the way they had it popping off, man. Shoot, you think about them, man. Niners at one point, man, you looked at all the paid dudes on offense and defense, you like, God, dog. But it did, ultimately turn out and backfire on them a little bit, man, when you think about, Ayuk getting his deal done and now everything being on fire sale over there. But with that fire sale being, the case, y'all hit that like button one time for the coach. And don't forget to subscribe and tell me in the comment section how y'all feel about Brock Purdy. Yeah. Brock Purdy. So I was just curious. I'm gonna throw it out there and I just want to know how y'all felt about that. All right. Because we're seeing that they're on fire sale mode. We've already participated in one organization's fire sale. Seattle Seahawks, right? Geno Smith isn't available to trade. Why isn't he? DK Metcalf isn't available for trade. Why isn't he? Tyler Lockett isn't available. Why isn't he? Oh, so we participated in that fire trade, that fire sale. So I'm looking over at good old San Fran now. Hey, shout out to the Bay. Yay, area. Buzz down. What's up, baby? Come on now. And as I'm thinking, I'm like, well, you moving on from Debo. You've been shopping around Ayuk. Greenlaw hit it. Shavarius Ward hit it. Okay. I'm just curious. Just curious. Hufanga, he's gone. He hit it. What you doing with that there running? What you doing with that quarterback, man? Because you haven't committed it to him just yet. You haven't committed that money just yet. I ain't tripping on these draft picks because you haven't paid Purdy. So I could, in a way, offer up a compensation packet with some draft picks this year, next year, some type of compensation. Get Purdy, sign him to the extension. I've already seen how to do the extension. You ready? Sam Darnold. Man, that Sam Darnold contract look amazing, huh? Amazingly 1 year-ish, right? $37 million 1 year deal with an out. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something? We already seen Brock Purdy drive the Bentley. He's been in the Bentley. We've seen him take his team to 2 NFC championships, win one, got hurt in the other one. Balled out, played into overtime versus Patrick Mahomes. I'm just thinking it's worth a call. I'm willing to make that call. I want to, hey, yo, Purdy, what you got going on, baby? What's going on over there? I just need to know. I'm curious. San Fran, do y'all love him? Or do you want to just completely restart? Because once you pay him, you stuck. You don't want to be stuck now. Unless you really believe in him. But you don't want to be stuck. So you might as well let us get that. And then from there, we make our moves. Now, I like how you saying the bus down. San Fran ain't letting them go. They said Seattle ain't letting Geno go either. Oh, yeah, they ain't letting him go. They say it all the time. They ain't letting, that guy would never hit the market. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, man. The right deal, yeah. Because if you San Fran, are you willing to pay him 35? Are you willing to pay him 40? You willing to pay him 45 million? What you willing to pay him? You've already depleted your roster. Is Purdy that type of force multiplier where you're going to pay him that type of money? I don't know. I just think in our situation, though, we might could make it work, man. We might could make it work. But you let me know, man. I'm just throwing him out there. We know he can read defenses. We know he knows how to get the ball out on schedule. He'll hit the middle of the field. And we talking about him coming into an offense that has pieces around him. That's all I'm saying. But you guys let me know, man. Now, y'all could also be like, y'all don't want to do business with San Fran because we've clearly seen how San Fran likes to play with our emotions. It's Brandon Ayuk last year. It's Kyle Juszczyk this year. Juszczyk came out here for the visit just to get the money back over there in San Fran. I said, oh, you dirty dog. Say, wow, that's what we on? So I get it. We could be on that. Look, man, I don't even want to call them. I don't have any love for San Fran. Leave us alone. I could definitely understand that. But I'm just saying, if we wanted another option, if we wanted another avenue, another, way to potentially go, I'm calling him up. We talked about Kyler Murray. Would you trade for him? Would you call him up? Kyler, we know what costs the most. And Kyler's also on record saying, hey, yeah, man, I think we're building something nice in Arizona, man. I'm feeling optimistic about what we're going into. Purdy can't be feeling like that though right now. Purdy is the opposite. They getting rid of all the guys. It's looking real bleak over there. And like I said, when a team is going through a fire sale, this is when you got a chance to get in there and get one. You just never know. Like I said, man, people didn't like that. People, oh, man, DK ain't available. You would never get DK until it happens. So just remember that, all right? Just remember that. But we will see, man. But you already know the drill, man. Hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Almost time for the homie TG as well, man. Shout out to him. Let me see. Okay, he done hit my line toe. Like it. Like it. All right. And shoot, man, shout out to Norfolk State, man. They had a busy weekend, huh? Guys and girls hoops making the March Madness, winning the MEAC. I like that, man. For the ladies team, 3 times in a row now? So shout out to all my Norfolk State Spartans out there. Behold the green and gold, man. We do see how y'all have picked up too, man, since the homie TG didn't got the job over there. We be seeing y'all popping up in the comment section. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. We do. I be rocking my green because of y'all. All righty. Oh, Rec 7, I seen that. Did you see it? They was bringing up, talking about how certain people were slighting our facilities. Yeah. Some people talking not so fondly about our, what we have available to us over here in the black and gold. Nah, shout out to Najee, man. We ain't got no issues with him, man. And honestly, when you talk about Naj, man, I did see how certain people were reacting to it a little bit. For those that didn't get a chance to see, man, he, in his introductory press conference, just really took time to appreciate the facilities and all the resources that were offered in LA with the Chargers. And at times, people, I could see where they could view that as him potentially taking a little bit of a shot at the, black and gold. We obviously know that they didn't do so well on the NFLPA player grade sheet report card where, they were graded on the facilities and all the different amenities that they were offered and stuff like that. So with that, man, I will say this, man, Najee wasn't wrong in what he said. For those that did get offended by it, I always say, man, the hurt dog will holler. And what I mean is this. The report card even validated what he was saying. It's not as if it was something earth-shattering or groundbreaking. But at the same time, it's what players do, man. When the guy leaves, he gets asked the question. It's like, if you left on good terms and you felt like everything was love, then you'll, talk about them in a little bit more positive light. When you feel like the ending didn't go the way that you would have wanted it to go, you're going to kind of tell it more bluntly. And that was kind of what you got. It was I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to just simply say, yeah, man, it's not like this everywhere. I appreciate it here, man. All right. It's like college here. It's like Alabama. It's like, I get that. Because I used to feel like that when I left Buffalo. I totally understand it, man. I totally understand it. In time, though, when you're able to kind of get that emotion out of it a little bit more, you'll see it differently. But when you live it every day, it's different, man. When that's your livelihood, that's your breath, that's your job, that's what you do to provide for your family, man, you feel all of that to a totally different degree. So when that organization allows you to leave, regardless of if you got more money or not, you feel some type of way because it's like, man, I done bled for you guys, man. I done sacrificed so much for you guys. And unfortunately, the ending wasn't what we all hoped and planned it would be. So, yeah, man, sometimes dudes are going to say it like that. And that's the part that I just simply say is like, it's life. It is what it is. Like, I don't look at Najee any less than. I can understand for the people that did take exception to it, why they would. And, hey, man, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I can definitely understand that. But I would also say he's not wrong. He didn't lie. It wasn't like he was saying, man, hey, this is that, that's that. And it wasn't that. It's like, yeah, we know, man, if you've been privileged enough to be in multiple NFL locker rooms and compare and contrast, yes, you will see where there are certain resources that are more commonly available elsewhere that, aren't necessarily offered here. Doesn't mean that the Steelers are any less than. It's just they don't have that particular resource. And, for the Steelers, man, I'm sure Mr. Rooney and company, man, they're hearing all of the noise. They're seeing the report cards and stuff like that. And, they'll make some moves to accommodate. I know when I was there, they did. They expanded the weight room. That was a big deal. They added certain things from a hot tub, cold tub resource standpoint. So that was a positive. They're still currently adding things, and that's the part where, yeah, the more they do that, the less you'll hear this type of stuff when people leave, man. But until they do that, yeah, man, dudes gonna feel how they feel, and they go say what they say when, they're asked about it, and they no longer have to feel that, all right, if I say this and then I got to go back to work there, man, boss man go get on me. You don't have to worry about that when you leave the organization. So I definitely can understand it, man. Definitely can understand it. But at the same time, man, does this impact us from a free agency standpoint? Do I feel like because Najee said this, because the report card said that, we don't have the best amenities, or I think it was Pat P also said some stuff. It's like, man, does that mean free agents aren't going to want to come to Pittsburgh? No. At the end of the day, if you pay them enough money, man, anybody will go anywhere. That's why Cleveland gets fans. That's why Cleveland still gets players. That's why Jacksonville gets players. That's why you can go to teams that are just god awful and they got players because you're paying them. So, yes, do you want to have all these other little things taken care of? Sure. Does that benefit your players and their development and just their ability to, have one less thing to worry about and be able to focus on football more? Yes. But if you're paying this player $10 million, do you really think he's complaining about a cold tub, hot tub, a sauna, a steam room? Do you really think he's going to be complaining about the size of the weight room or if he has to do anything else? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I get it. It's, sensational at times, but when we really look at the facts of it, it's like, man, that money is going to matter way more than those amenities. And that's the big model when you're talking about pros versus NFL or pros versus college. College, historically, they haven't been compensated. We know that that's changing, but still not all those guys get broken off like that. So to entice those players, you have to have all the amenities. You got to have it looking like an amusement park. You seen how Bama, Oregon, Clemson looks, right? We talked about that. NFL, man, that's less that big of a deal no more. Why? Because I'm going to pay you. If I'm paying you $500,000, man, I don't want to hear you complaining about we don't have a barbershop here. Man, go get that haircut at your own time. All right, go hire your own barber. I'm giving you $500,000. Go find your own barber. He'll come to your house. All right, that's different. So I get it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I get it. It ain't that deep, man. So, like I said, that's kind of my two cents on that, man. But yeah, at this level, man, what I've definitely seen from personal experiences, man, free agents joining the squad and everything in between, that dollar, it literally had Mario Williams up in Buffalo. All right. Mario's up that big Buff. We like, bro, you, there's nothing about you shooting Buffalo, man. But that $100 million had that man over there. Let's go, Buffalo. All right. You pay your person enough money, they'll go, hey, it all work out. Shout out, man. And yes, Steely McBeam, fancy equipment doesn't equal a win. If that was the case, some of these other organizations that have put a lot of money into the, recovery amenities, the workout amenities, they would have multiple Super Bowls to show for that. But in fact, it's slightly the contrary. We've heard about the Chiefs and their complaints and grievances with their locker room and workout room situation, but yet they're still one of the most dominant teams. Why? Because they have the quarterback. We know the name of the game, and that quarterback is nicely compensated. So when you got quarterback and he's compensated, does the rest of it matter? No. Unless that quarterback says, I'm not showing up to work anymore until you fix that, we ain't tripping on that. Hence the reason why it hasn't been fixed yet either. So we will see. We will see. But shout out to them quarterbacks, man. Long story short on them dudes, man. And shout out to the amenities as well. Alrighty. 828 Style. Also spinning the block. He says, if you remember, last year I said I didn't want Russ because he's too Hollywood and brings too much drama. Oh, if you felt that way about Russ. Yeah, he said, I feel the exact same way with Rodgers. Way too much comes with him. And I'm with you on that, man. That's definitely my big issue with Rodgers. And we're already experiencing it. He has that diva. He has that, I'm going to stress you out. I'm going to make you, play my game the way that I play my game. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable, man. And ultimately, it's on me. It's when I tell you I'm ready to make that move. to me, I don't like that. I don't necessarily feel like at this stage he is still worth that type of bending over backwards for. Like I said, there are certain things that he does that I'm like, yeah, man, on field, yo, I like this part. But there are other parts of his game where I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that, man. I personally don't. I don't like the arrogance that he kind of, shows when he's communicating at times. I don't like the way that he, when he's frustrated, how he projects himself in that way. At the same time, though, I do like when he's throwing that football. I do like when he's out there, man, doing his thing, because he can sling that rock. But that's Rodgers. Like you said, Russ loud as he's such a good guy. It's toxic positivity. Like, bro, that's the dumbest negative I've ever heard. If that's what we're complaining about, I'll take that every day of the week. Rodgers is a completely different ball game. Rodgers is the nuclear option. It is night and day when you're talking about that approach. That's why for me, I had zero issue with Russ. I'm even open to Russ even at this stage because it is still a difference even with a disgruntled Russ. It's night and day. You've seen disgruntled Rodgers. You've seen pissed off Rodgers. When it goes bad, people are getting fired. Organizations are going belly up. I don't want to deal with that, man. And that's why for me, I've been more on the Russ train. You've heard my temperament even before it got to this. It was like, yo, I'm fine running back with Russ. If you wanted to go Fields, I was fine with that. But hey, worst case, I'm cool with Russ. I'm cool with Russ. Even at this stage, I'm cool with Russ. I'm cool with Russ. I'm cool with it. Because with Rodgers, it has that venom. And I'm just like, yo, that can be very, very deadly. And if you're talking about him at $40+ million, now he has the money on top of it to really have power and control in there. And that's a dynamic that I don't know if the Steelers really want to entertain at this stage, man. So that's why for me, 828 style, I'm with you on that, man. I'm like, yo, pause on that one, bro. We ain't gonna jump head first into that one just yet, man. All righty. All right. And then we got two more supers. Let me get these two supers real quick, and then I'll get the homie TG. All right. 828 style says, oh, yeah, one more super. He says, if Mike T gets Aaron Rodgers and still can't win a playoff game, he just fired himself. If Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson started butting heads, I can't wait to see what comes next. Yeah. I'm not surprised by the fact that they say that Russ and Arthur Smith were bumping heads because, man, if, you get to this level, everybody is super competitive. Everybody feels confident in their belief, in their approach. And if you just have two differences of philosophies, one guy feeling it needs to be done through the air, one guy feeling it needs to be done through the ground, and both guys are very strong-willed with their beliefs, then yeah, I can 100% see how both of those guys could be, bumping heads with that. Aaron Rodgers, though, like I said, is just different. Russ bumping heads. No one even knew Russ was bumping heads with Arthur Smith until the season was done. If Rodgers is here bumping heads, we're going to know as soon as we see them bumping heads. He's going to come off the sideline, and the same way we saw Robert Saleh go to give Rodgers a hug, and Rodgers hit him with the, hey, yo, back up, bro. You making this weird look. All right, yeah, something's off. We need to look at tip. Something was off. And then he's like, oh, you see some other things. That's the difference, man, when you're talking about Rodgers versus Russ, even if it goes left with the bumping of heads, man. To me, I just think that it's way more potential for it to go bad than good with the Aaron Rodgers here. And that's before you even get to the DK and GP dynamic. If that's nuclear or not, are those guys going to be kumbaya, or what does that look like, right? So we on the same page, though, 828 style. We definitely on the same page with that one, man. But we will see. We will see. All right, let me get set up real quick, man. Get ready to call up the homie TG. Because we got to get his thoughts, man. We ain't talked to him about this here quarterback situation and everything in between. Alrighty. Let's get it. All right. Got my graphic up. Let me get the graphic right, man. I can't do the show if I ain't got the graphic popping off the way it's supposed to be popping off. You know the drill. There it is. You already know the drill. Hit that like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you're new to the channel.
Hello.
Yeah. What's the word? What's the word?
My dog. What's
Man,
good?
shout out to my dog in there, man. Let me drop the intro real quick. You know I can't just be talking to you before I give you the intro. You big time. All right? You big time like that. So let me do this the right way real quick. Ahem. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are joined right now by that Pittsburgh Steelers alum. Oh, we joined right now by that West Virginia Mountaineer alum who were also snubbed out of March Madness, might I add.
Man.
And they say it's almost heaven there, might I add as well.
Almost heaven.
I'm talking about my locker mate. A lot of people say it. A lot of people. I'm talking about my locker mate, though. One half of the locker mates and the current defensive coordinator of Norfolk State University. You know them Spartans, the ones with Mike Vick, the head coach, you know, with the men's and women's basketball team going to the March Madness big boy dance. I peep shits over there. Current defensive coordinator, Terence Garvin. Oh my God. Behold, the green and the gold. Oh my God, yo, they going crazy here. I see y'all. They high stepping in the back for you now. They high. It's not. Boy, you got the band out here, boy. Boy, they going crazy for my dog over here, man. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. I can't make this up, man. All right, the people like you. They dropping in the chat. They say, yo, we want TG. They keep telling me I got to get you an emoji, bro. So I'm working on it.
I need an emoji for
They
sure.
say you need an emoji. So I'm going to go to the lab. I'm going to get you an emoji, man. All right. I got to get it. But yeah, they showing you mad love, man. TG, the great is what they call you, man. They showing mad love. I'm saying some SSSO. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like something that you might know what that means. But they showing you love in here, all right? They showing you a lot of love in here. That's all I know, all right? So shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. But you had a good weekend, though, man. Everything was good on your end?
Good weekend, man. I watched Norfolk pick up some wins.
Let's go. I seen you in the building, bro. You a rock star, man.
I think the winning culture is contagious. It's always good to see people win.
I see you there.
So
I see you
listen
there.
to the band, how they act when they win. Just feeling wins.
Hey. What was that band here for, though? What's the band here for, man?
The band was
talking about that Martin Spartan Legion, man. Yeah.
The band was jumping, man. All I do is win, no matter what. Right? You know, when they came on, you knew what time it was.
Talk to them, man. Let's go.
You know?
Especially for the women's squad. I'm like, yo, they do that. That's back to back to back.
Tough,
they don't play, bro. Yeah, they ain't playing.
Those girls are tough. They're tough.
Nah,
they got Maryland in the first round. Nice.
About to say, and then the dude side was it Florida in the first round? So I said, all right. Yeah. I like it. Hey, look, I'll be in my Norfolk State gear. You know, I'm gonna rock out for y'all, man. Shout out to my dog and them, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it. But
why not? Why not us type?
Hey,
you know?
Why not? And speaking of why not? Speaking of that though, why not Mason Rudolph? Why not? Why not Mason Rudolph? 2 years, $8 million, 4.5 guaranteed. Why not, TG? Man. Talk to me, man.
I think that's a safe pickup. You know, I think it's somebody who knows the system, knows the offense. Somebody who knows, well, let me not say knows the offense, knows the building, knows what it's like to be a Steeler, knows the culture, knows the mentality.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're looking for every day. It's okay. I think it says you got a guy. I think it says you're still looking for your guy.
Whoa. What you mean?
I don't think this
4.5 guaranteed. That ain't what's in the money. 4.5.
No, that doesn't say it's the guy.
Don't say that. It's 2 years. They committed to the man. 2 years. Man, don't say that. Come on,
man.
No,
that's not what they said at all.
Come on, man. What you mean, bro? Come on, man.
No. That's not what they said at all.
Come on, man. They gave Malik Harrison 2 for 10. Come on, man. What you saying, man? They 2 for 8, man. Come on, man. Different position. Way different position.
Yeah, different world.
It is funny how that works though, right? 4.5 as a quarterback, we like, yeah, they still looking. 4.5 at linebacker, we like, oh yeah, he's playing, bro. He's gonna be on the field.
He's about to come in here and play a lot.
He's playing, bro. Yeah.
You're gonna see him a lot.
Yeah. But
I don't think it says that. I think it just says, all right, we're not panicking. I think it says that. You know, we will go into the game with this. We will do this.
How do you feel about that approach potentially though?
I think it says okay. I think it says you're gonna draft one for sure. I think it says you draft it.
Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. If we're gonna go to the draft, say no Rodgers, no Russ, we just simply have Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson on the roster.
I think it sets up the exact story you seen last year. You got two guys in here.
Okay.
One bone. Let's figure it out. Who's the guy? You know, the exact story.
Does it make you go QB at 21, or do you still feel like you can go QB mid rounds if something was there for you?
You might see them trade up.
That's okay. Okay.
It says I'm in the sweepstakes.
Okay, because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because like I can see it both ways. I'm like, I can see them sitting there with Mason and drafting whoever's there at 21 and letting the chips fall where they may, loading up around him free agency wise, because we wouldn't be spending, you know, upwards 35, 40 million on a quarterback. So you can use that to get another receiver, running back, however you want to do it. But I was like, I could also understand where if they did want to move up a little bit in that draft, and maybe you get into them teens and you say, okay, is it Shedeur that, you know, stands out to you? I don't know for you, who would you put in that range of who you would trade up for, but I guess I'll just ask you, who would you trade up for if you had to? I mean, because obviously we don't know who's going to be there in the first, if these all are first round draft picks, but of the quarterbacks, who would you be willing to trade up to go get?
Dart interests me.
Okay.
He interests me.
And the Steelers are reported to have interest in him. Yeah. They said him and Will Howard were the two from the report.
I don't love Will Howard.
You say you don't? Okay.
I don't love Will Howard. But you know, knows how to win. I'll give him that. Like led the squad, knows how to win. He didn't, you know, in the pro days, the combines and whatnot, those don't super matter. It didn't have a great combine, you know, but it definitely puts you in the sweet place.
Next name I'm seeing though in the chat, shout out to Don, Hefe, Quan, and Tito with the good vibes. They bringing up Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
You said no? You said
I like Shedeur.
Oh, you said okay. Yeah, you said do you like okay. So would that be somebody that you would? Do you think you'd have to trade up to go get that then? And would you do it if that was the option?
I think you do have to trade up and get. I think Shedeur is gone.
Because that's what I don't know if he falls out of 10 or not. Do you think he falls out of that? Because I think if you in them 12, I think if you in that 12 to 15, you might, if you're the Steelers, if you love it, you can go get that, right?
Shedeur might fall out of there a little bit earlier than that.
You think so? Okay. Because I think if he goes top 10, then I think that's too rich for us. But I think if it's in those teens, I think you can shoot at that, bro.
Shedeur conversation's different. The Shedeur conversations that might mess around and go on. You know how this thing goes.
I know it can get weird, and it's gonna get louder the closer it gets to the draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It hasn't even gotten loud yet.
It's gonna get louder the closer we get to the draft.
Wait till his pro day. Come on,
man. You know it's must see TV.
Yeah, he's gonna do something out there on that pro day. Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Shedeur costs too. I don't think Shedeur is the guy. I like Shedeur though. I don't think Shedeur is the guy though. Okay. Not to say, but not Steeler Nation. I love Shedeur. I think he'd be a great Steeler too. I think he'd be a great Steeler. I don't know if he's. It's so much come with that. Yeah. You know, and I think he's built for per se the pressure, but I like.
What about your boy Milroe? How you feeling about him, man?
I mean, I love Milroe, you know? Like, none of them just move the needle for me like what they need to. I'm be honest. Like, I like Dart. I like Dart.
You don't love anybody, though, is what it sounds like, bro.
I don't love anybody.
That's what I'm getting. I'm like, yeah, we throw out these names. I can hear it in your voice. I'm like, He like him, but he don't love him though. Like
I don't love anybody.
That's a bad feeling though, man. At quarterback, you want to love him. I want to love the guy.
Yeah, man.
Do you love what about Joe Milton?
I don't love Joe Milton.
All right.
I don't love Joe Milton. I like Joe Milton.
Okay, well, you know what? F it. GP down there somewhere, DK down there somewhere. How you feel about Brock Purdy, bro? What's up, bro? How you feel about Brock Purdy, though? Why you feel about Purdy,
though? That's the part. I think that's what they trying to go for.
Okay, because I'm like, how you feel about Purdy, bro? I didn't see him drive a Bentley. You feel me? He ain't go crash it. I seen him drive.
And I think that's what they're building for. I don't think that play caller's here, though.
That's fair. But we have personnel that is looking more and more like that. And now we are more so looking at, can you be that?
But I think that play caller is so wicked.
It is. And I would agree that they are very different. Arthur Smith to Kyle Shanahan. Yes, they both like to run the ball, but the way that they run and do play action is just a little bit different. Would you agree?
Yeah,
just a little bit different. Let's say, yeah, they both are linebackers, but that inside and that outside, they kind of different. They just
I use that Y off a little bit different.
I'm like, yeah. I just guys are a lot more visually open in that Kyle Shanahan system, whereas not always the case with where we currently are right now. But we will see. We will see. But would you be open to a Brock Purdy situation, though? Would you be open to going to get something like that? Right now, you haven't committed any money to it. So the only thing that you're really committing to on the front end is the compensation via trade. Then from there, you get a chance to kind of negotiate with him and see what that number has to be.
Brock Purdy?
Yeah. How would you feel about that one?
No, I don't.
You don't want that one? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
No, I don't want that.
You don't want that at all. You done seen it. You done seen it have some success though, haven't you? You don't like it.
I'm not interested.
Man,
and I think it's nice. I think it's a product of like really good play calling too. Also,
okay, precision, anticipation, short to intermediate.
Good quarterback.
You know what I mean? Good decision making.
Too expensive for what I need to do.
How much you think it's gonna cost right now though?
Too much.
You think you can get it for 30?
Nah, I think you gotta get up about 40, 50, 40, 45. What did Sam Darnold just get 100?
Bro, it's a 1-year deal, man. You seen how that thing played out? It's a 1 for 37. Essentially, what are you getting?
I don't think I can get that.
I think I could get. Why can't I get Brock Purdy on the 1 for 37? It could look like Darnold's on paper. It could look like Darnold's on paper. Darnold's deal on paper looks robust, but the numbers is a 1 for 37. That's all that's guaranteed, and they got an out after that. Now he has an injury guarantee that is the extra 15, and that's what kind of puts him at I think it was like the 50 or 52 million they had guaranteed in his deal. But that's what it is. Yeah, it's 37 in year one with a $15 million injury bonus, bro. Yes, I'm like, bro, trade for Brock Purdy, give him that deal, and we're insulated. If he cooks, great. If not, it's a 1 year out, and now I can go shoot back in the draft if I want to.
Why do we want? Where's Aaron?
Where's Aaron? Well, I don't know. That's your man's. What's up with your man's, bro?
Where's Aaron?
What's up with your man's, bro? Where is he at? Because he been having us. He been stringing us along all weekend, man.
Man, let's call Aaron. Let's keep calling.
What's up? How long you willing to wait on him is the question.
Man, I seen something about the draft. I can't wait that long.
Yeah, because I've seen him where he said he's willing to wait till after the draft. I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to wait that long. That's a long time.
I can't wait.
That's a long time. That's a long time to be waiting, bro.
Because now if you don't pick me, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, and I look stupid. I can't get caught like that. I can't get caught like that, right?
Nah, I mean, I think Mason was a because I was gonna say you could do something like a Tyrod, but I think you said Mason.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like that's that. You got your vet.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to draft.
But if you don't love any of these drafts, that's what I'm looking at the Purdy, and I'm like, at least I feel more. I don't love it, but I feel more confident in it because it's already done it twice.
I think you would have gotten a Geno sweepstakes if that was your conversation.
But I personally wanted to send them Geno sweepstakes. I don't see why we weren't in the sweepstakes. I'm like,
but
yo,
the fact that
I
you
think we
weren't
should
in
have been
the
in the
Geno
sweepstakes,
sweep-
man. I hope we were in
fact
the
that you
sweepstakes,
wasn't
man.
in the Geno sweepstakes says that
Maybe
you're not trying to do that.
we were, and we just lost out to Pete Carroll. Man, that's what I
I
pray.
agree with that.
I hope that was what it was. Yeah, because if we weren't
Maybe
calling
we
Geno,
were.
what were we doing? Why weren't we calling Geno?
You see it?
Yeah,
I think Geno and DK know each other.
exactly. They know each other really well. And
What's up with Russ? Are we
come
just done
on,
with
man.
Russ?
I'm trying to.
I
NFL.
feel like at this point, like, what's up with Russ?
Listen, the way the NFL has finally caught on, and they're like, oh, DK and his, singer, Russ and his singer, oh, they know each other. They all cool. It's like, yeah, bro. So why don't you just bring Russ back? We could do the whole power couple NFL dating R&B thing, and then we just, roll that way, and then they can cook on the field, and then we could be great. That's what I'm cool with.
I think instead of trading for Brock Purdy, you give Russ that type of deal.
But I don't think Russ is going to come back for the cheapie no more. I think Russ wants more now because of how they've handled it.
But I think Russ also seen his market.
True, but supply and demand would also say what? Steelers, y'all still need a quarterback. And I get Rodgers being ahead of Russ, but who else are we saying is ahead of Russ that's available outside of Rodgers?
I take Russ before I took Purdy.
That's fair. Now, not everybody feels like that, though. And I
take Russ before I took Purdy.
I like it. I'm with you on that. But not everybody feels like that. Some people feel like Purdy's the better player right now. They feel like because Russ is older and because the last 5 games of the season look the way that they look, that he has no longer, he no longer has the ability to play quarterback in the National Football League. I don't feel like that. I think that he can still ball out and hoop. But, got to have these conversations.
Yeah, nah. Hey, give me Russ before you give me Purdy. But I mean, quarterback's a tough spot, because it's a lot of really good quarterbacks. There's very few upper echelon and elite quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about like good quarterbacks, now you're in a conversation where you got to put a lot of pieces around it because you want to get it done.
Yeah,
especially if you're going to pay a lot of money for a good quarterback. You want to load up around it, and it looks like they are loaded up around it. But it's kind of like you even want a little bit even more. I think what they just signed Scotty Miller today.
Yeah, Scotty Miller. They brought him back. I think it was Ben Skronik was the other guy they brought back. More special teams right there. Yeah, those are the main 2 on offense that they did. So yeah.
So weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not that piece though. It's still. Yeah. And Scotty Miller's a weapon.
That's speed. You know that. Speed and pedigree, man. Yep.
Speed. Similar to Calvin. Speed not as fast, but similar to Calvin.
Yeah, Scotty be rolling, man.
I think even in the sense of how you brought a Mason back, you're still looking for one more, like you're trying to build that, that Taj Boyd.
I see what you're looking for.
I mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, you're looking for that trio that like it's vicious in here, And I got a quarterback to feed it. If you're building like that, because I think Mason can feed that.
I think so too. He got the big arm. He can stand in the pocket.
That. Yeah.
And we've seen him have success. We've seen him do it.
But and that's a combo. I put Mason up against these quarterbacks in the draft you just named. Like
me too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I'm cool with loading up free agency wise now with the remaining money on a receiver, or running back, or a D tackle. From there, draft one of these quarterbacks and say, look, Mason versus Dart versus Will Howard versus Milroe versus Shador, compete and let the best man win. And then from there, that's what I'm rolling with this year. I like that approach, man, versus me having to spend a ton of money. Well, and that's fair. And that's why I threw him out there at the end. But it's like, I'd much rather do that than committing 2 years, $90 million to Aaron Rodgers, or $35+ million per year to Russ, or having to go trade for Kyler Murray and give up draft picks and have to pay him 40, 50 mil. Same with Brock Purdy. It's like, I'd much rather do the Mason and draft a guy. I'd much rather take that approach, man.
So at that point, do you draft a guy first? Because it sounds like you're settling in at Mason. You get a guy when you can get a guy, and you just go get a weapon.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't love any of these quarterbacks. If I love one of these quarterbacks, then I think, I'm taking one at 21 or in the first round regardless. I don't love any of these guys. So I'm looking and I'm saying, all right.
You want to get a weapon.
I want a weapon. I want something that can help him. Let me get another receiver. Let me get a running back. Whether it's free agency or the draft, I want a weapon. I want one of them nice, like this luxury. I don't even know why you're here, but you here. I want one of them pieces. Like, yeah. Where we're as a defensive coordinator, you just like, bro, they got a lot. And if this quarterback can actually figure it out, we're gonna be in for a long day. That's the approach I'm trying to get, you know?
But you want weapons.
Yeah.
Like, give me weapons.
Look, you know how some of them college offenses look where they just like, yo, he just got so many receivers and they just so open. The quarterback ain't even like that, but it's just the pieces are just too good. I want that. And I think that we already have some of that with DK and GP. We know it's going to force teams to play too high coverages. And from there, yeah, you add that extra, whatever that is. Now we really going to put defenses in a lot of stress. So we will see. We will see. With that though, man, let's see. Did want to ask you, DK though, you see he's rocking out with that number 4 instead of the number 14, man. Didn't want to step on young GP's legacy was what he had said. Yeah. How'd you feel about that, man?
Man, the bigger man respect. I think it's not make that a big deal type. I like that. I'm here to make plays. I know what I am. I know what I got. I know what I'm doing. I'm comfortable. Yeah. Like, I think that's what he says. Like, I'm cool. We don't even got to make that a big deal.
He said, let me take this pressure off of you, yo, boy. Yeah. Let me take this stress off of y'all, man.
It's your trip. You got it. You got it. I'm just going to be right here.
Hey, look, I was so happy when I see that. I was like, ooh, all right. They got to get uncomfortable.
I think DK would come here a little bit. I think he'd still be DK.
I think he's a more like mature. I think he's gonna be a little bit more mature DK. I think he could be. I think he feels like Big Bro. I think he's gonna take on the role of Big Bro.
Yeah,
and that's gonna make him grumble a little bit more. Yeah,
he gonna come cool a little bit. Like, yeah, I'm not on that.
We're in Seattle. I feel like he was just. You see the young guy growing up, so we saw all of his young, just wild moments, grabbing face masks, pushing people down. You be like, "Yo, God, this dude's crazy. I love it." But yeah, he's crazy.
I think he'll still kick a cooler, but I don't think it's.
Is he gonna give me the Akella where he just bombs my man? I was looking at that today.
Still kick a cooler.
Hey, yo, I'm still trying to figure out what Akella did to that man. I'm saying, yo, Akella just jogging off and people just bop. See, God dang, DK, man.
He was doing too much. Hey, that's like going for the dunk at the end of the game.
Like, then you see him up like, man, you would think, most dudes get into, scuffles on the field. We just go bark at you back and forth, keep our hands to ourselves. My man DK had 2 hands on face masks. I'm like, hey, yo, you wildin', man.
Whatever you want to do.
Like, he's all the way there with it, bro. All the way there.
I'm with that. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, I'm with that.
Oh, absolutely, man. Shout out to DK, though, man. Shout out to DK. So, I do like that edginess, though, that it will bring. And shout out to him, though, man. Being the bigger man, like you said. Take number 4. Yeah. Let's chill out, man.
I think DK is emotional in the sense of like a play hard guy, though. I think he's one of those guys from, I got a little, I was into Seattle. Mm-hmm. So, just from the things that I think he's a guy that one of those, like, let me see exactly the name. This is my man. He plays for Houston in basketball. One of them guys, like, you love him if he's on your team.
Dylan Brooks. Yeah. Dylan Brooks. Yeah. He up and you enjoy. You hate him if you're against him. Yep. Because he ultra competitive. He gonna talk to you. He barking. He don't care. Yeah.
Give you everything if he's on your team. Mm-hmm. It's the guy you're against. You like, man, that's a lot.
Yeah. You doing way too much. Yeah. You know you're doing a lot, bro. You know you doing a lot. Yeah. I like that right there. Respect, man. Respect. Shout out to DK, though. So, like I said, definitely glad he is on our team, man. Definitely on that. Did want to ask you, too, man. Did you see these Cincinnati Bengals, bro? What's up with boy, bro? They turned the salary cap off, didn't they, man? God, them boys got the second highest paid quarterback of all time, the highest paid non-quarterback of all time, and then the highest paid number 2 wide receiver of all time.
All time.
I say, bro, how y'all get 2 receivers 100 plus? God dang it. Hey, bro.
But they gotta play defense, man.
Bro, they even paid Gesicki. The tight end got a little check. I say, bro, Hendrickson about to be gone. Hubbard then retired. Hilton about to be gone. Who bro?
They
Who you
drafted a young
been?
line. They young in the line though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm just like,
it's
bro,
tough.
you got
I
three.
just don't see how you can't get a defense like that though. There's no way you can get a defense like that. Like I don't see what you can go get. And maybe they just draft all that.
Can you win in the draft like that though? Like I don't feel like you even have enough high end draft capital to do that, man.
But they play Big 12 football. Like they play 40 to 38. They play.
They comfortable with that. Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to stop you once or twice. They play Big 12 football.
No, it's such an extreme though to what we do as the Steelers right now, bro. Like we play Big 10. We play Big 10 football inside drill the whole day. They play Big 12 straight up 7-on-7 for the whole day, bro.
But think about it, and it's unique because usually, like to be honest with you, people in the conference build and draft for people in the conference.
Oh, facts. Everybody know that. I believe they should, yeah.
If you think about it, like Baltimore, that's run the ball. That's Big 10 football. That's Pittsburgh,
more physical than
Big 10 football. Yeah.
Inside drill 9-on-7. Let's go.
Cleveland's Big 10 ACC football, like a little swag.
They more ACC-ish, man. I don't feel like they got the same like the dogs that do the Big 10 thing. Yeah, but I see the approach though. I can see it's like it mimics it though. It does mimic it at times. Yeah.
So they truly don't build for this conference in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, they be honestly.
They look like they trying to deal with Kansas City.
For 15, yeah.
That feel like a Kansas City move. Like, we gotta outscore that.
Yeah.
Look, can we go? Can we get 30 on them? Can you drop 30? All right, you could drop 30 in this whip. Okay, cool. That's what we need then. Yeah. Burrow, does that make you feel good? You feel good about it? All right, cool. We'll figure the rest of it out. Yeah.
It's like they feel like they'll get out of the AFC North and get ready to compete.
But you think you think that approach can still work though? I feel like they are really heavy-handed. I feel like they are stupid slanted to the offense right now, bro.
But I think they feel like that's their squad. You know,
yeah.
They'll win 38. They'll win those games, and it's not that they don't have no defense in there. You know,
I mean,
and they might do.
You might lose Trey Hendrickson, who just led the NFL in sacks, bro. Like the past 3 years, he been 15. Like, yeah, he been doing his thing over there. Him and Sam Hubbard. Are we talking about you coming back with neither one of them dudes, maybe? Come on now.
Sam Hubbard retired.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you could be back here with neither one of them dudes on a defense that was already struggling last year. Remember, they was already giving up 30-plus points last year. 40-plus points last year. Multiple occasions. Yeah, heck yeah.
But they won games still though.
No, facts on that. Facts.
They were a game away from the playoffs.
I mean, think about it. They went on the 500 row at the end of the year where they scoring 30-plus in all them games, man.
And they had, per se, a bad loss. They lost to a weak team.
Yeah.
Somebody. It wasn't nothing, if I remember right. And it killed them.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, the team, like, that's their strategy at Big 12 football. Not tripping on you, Baylor.
They say, hey, you better be ready to score. You better be ready to score.
You better score.
All right, I know what we're going to do. You better be able to score. hey, all right.
We're going to score.
But yo, it just seems so crazy to me, man. When I be thinking, I'm just like, bro, to come in with this approach, I'm like, man, I just feel like, man, you got to bounce it out a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
They're trying to beat Kansas City. They're trying to get ready they're trying to score with that. They feel like they got the quarterback, you know that.
But Kansas City even plays defense a little bit more than this right now. I don't like the way Cincinnati's defense was last year. We have not seen Kansas City defense ever look like that under the Mahomes time frame, man. Like the Bengals defense, man, was bad last year. Like really, really bad.
They fired that D coordinator.
That's what I'm saying. It was like really, really bad, bro. Yeah. And now we making it potentially worse. I'm just like, yeah.
But our offense got better in terms of how they looking at it.
I think that's a tough way to live, man. I think it's a tough way to live, bro.
That might have got worse, but this got so much better.
Like I said, man, I hope it doesn't work out for them, because obviously, we don't want them to win. But it's like, yeah, man, I don't think I would have took that approach, man. I don't know, but the alternative is what? You let T. Higgins leave, and now Burrow's pissed off. You don't want to play that game, and so
Right.
yeah, respect on it, man.
T. Higgins could have ended up in Pittsburgh.
Ooh, I mean, we was hollering about him. We would have taken him. We for certain would have brought him in here, man. No issue on that, man.
Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. You see how we've been doing anyways, man. We snagged something from the division. I don't know if you saw it. This happened about 3 hours ago, but we got us a safety. And then the little division. Yeah, come here, little Juan Thornhill. Yeah. I mean, he done started. He started a lot, man. Back-to-back years, man. We started 11 games in Cleveland before obviously getting hurt. But yeah, man. Started a ton in Kansas City, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Nice.
Physical dude, though. He'll hit you now. I do like that, man. Hit you now.
He loves that.
Heck yeah. Familiar with the division, though. And this is a guy, like we said, that was starting over in Cleveland and are playing a lot over there in Cleveland past 2 seasons, So tell me what you feel about that, man. How you feeling about the move, bro?
Before. They bring in guys that won before. You see a consistent trade of that. Bringing in guys that are winners, guys that know how to win, know how to practice, know how to act. I know what time it is. I know we should be doing this. Winners, got football guys.
You said it's contagious.
It's contagious.
You dudes that know how to do it, man.
Show you the way. How to do it. Let me show you the way. Let's do it like this. Hey, we gotta stay a little bit longer. More work to be done.
Hey, that right there, that weeds him out. Hey, we gotta stay a little longer. Whoa. What you mean? We gotta stay a little longer? Dudes get hot behind that. Hey, what you mean? We gotta stay a little longer? No. Hey, yo, come on, man. TG, we ain't paid by the hour, bro. You know this. We ain't paid by the hour, man. Come on now.
Get paid to win.
Come on, man. Hey. Okay, how long we gotta stay here, man? Come on now. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right. And now, shoot, man, we did have another signing, man. I don't know if you caught him just yet either, man. This was also, like I said, man, within the past couple of hours. But big boy D tackle that we signed over from the New England Patriots, Daniel Akwale. Like I said, man, for him, man, has been in the league going on. This is his 6th season. Like I said, man, was a undrafted dude, man, when he first came out. 2019, but was in Cleveland. Then from there was with Jacksonville. Like I said, spent this past 4 seasons in New England. 16 games played, 16 games started last season. Definitely more of the run-stopping variety, though, man. We talk about the big boy, man. 6'3", 310. You catch what I'm saying over there. And I'm going to read this one. American Samoan. All right. American Samoan is where you know what time we on. You feel me? Yeah. You did. Okay. I say, hold on now. Did we get us one? We got one of them run stuff and do one of them big boys? Yeah. We got one of them big boys. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's always a spot for big boys.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Always a space for big boys. You need big boys.
I say, yep, need me one of them, man. Just, like I said, man, add to the depth, man. Add to the room, man. And for me, man, when I'm thinking of the Montravius Adams of the world, when we're talking about Keanu Benton, when we're talking about, some of these other guys that we're, just saying are going to be a part of the rotation, going to be a part of competition now that Larry Ogunjobi is gone. Having dudes that have started in this league, man, heck yeah, man. Dudes that started, dudes that have produced, you feel good about that.
You got to give Cam a break, too. You can't kill Cam in a sense.
Yeah.
You give Cam a break. You get him ready for playoff time, healthy. Nice. So guys that can come in and still produce at a high level and let Cam sit a little bit. Let him relax a little bit. Like,
the more you take off his plate, the more he'll be able to age like fine wine and be there when you really need him. If you asking Cam to be Superman in September and October, it's like, bro,
a lot.
That's a lot, man. Heck yeah.
So you can save him a little bit.
I say so. They said definitely like that. And we'll obviously see the numbers, man. Don't anticipate it being anything crazy. But like I said, man, when you bringing in a dude, like I said, a 6-year veteran, guy that's been a part of a couple organizations, but he's played in 57 games with 21 starts.
Like, a bonus guy that
you catch what I'm saying? Like, that's quality experience right there, man. We'll both agree with that, man.
The bonus guy can come out.
Yep. Big facts, man. Big facts. So I do like that, man. And like I said, man, I see how we are moving this thing right along, man. Right along. Shoot, but speaking of D-line, man, it made me think of Larry. Oh, did you see my man with the suspension, dude? I said, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
What happened with that?
Man, he said, because him and the other dude that signed up in Buffalo, both of them dudes got suspended for the same thing. Yeah. I'm like, bro.
Buffalo knew.
I said, bro, yeah, I saw it. Well, no, they said they knew about the other signing. They said they didn't know about Larry O and his prior to them signing. I'm like, bro, that's crazy, man. But yeah, 6-piece, man, a little 6-game joint for the performance enhancements. I said, Lord.
Sheesh.
Tough out here, man. Tough out here, bro. Tough out here.
That's tough. But I mean, he'll bounce back. He bounced back stronger, faster. We'll go get that all the way back.
Hey, look, if you know, you better hit it with the appeal so you can keep playing while the suspension going on. Hey, look, put some hot tape on there. What's in your system, man? You a sicko, bro. The recoup will be fire. You come out there and get you 5 sacks in 3 weeks. Hey, bro, they ain't gonna be tripping about that suspension at all.
He getting that back ×2.
Yo, you funny, man. Hey, look, he was tired of being on the injury report all the time. He said, look, I got something for this. All right, don't you worry about me. I'm going to take the suspension on the front end. I'm dogging y'all out come November. All right? Hey, respect, man. All righty. And if y'all dig in the homie TG, Terence Garvin, take some time to be with us tonight. Y'all hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Oh, righty, TG. Did want to ask you, man, actually, I was trying to think. Do I want to go? Nah, you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about it, man, because UFL, man, we do see that the guys are starting back up, man. I did want to break a couple of them names, take a couple of these names out here, man, just because they got some dudes over there, man. I don't know if it's still football, all right? Shout out to it still being football, man. And like you said, man, with some of these names, though, man, they have some legit dudes, man, that have been in this league and have produced in this league, and we got some black and gold dudes in there as well, man. But I'm gonna drop a couple of names. Some of the dudes with Steelers connections. All right, get your thoughts on some of them, how you feeling about it, and then from there we'll talk about some of the other more notable names just in the league in general. But Deion Kane, we know that. Big boy wide receiver. He's playing down there. Jace Sternberger played tight end here, was a draft pick for us as well. Carlos Davis, big boy D tackle that we had drafted. That would have been
Carlos Davis.
Yeah.
He was in the league for a long time. Is that he played on the Browns for a little bit?
No, I think Buck. Was he Bucks or Browns? One or the other. It was one or the other. Yeah. Yep. Chappelle Russell. We know Chappelle. About to say, man, good off-ball linebacker. Oh, now this is one that me and you know really well. Have you heard of Kenny Robinson? You know Kenny Robinson, man, little safety, man. You might know Kenny Robinson, man. I'm just throwing out there, man. You might know Kenny Robinson, man. You might know Kenny, man. Shout out to Kenny Robinson, man. Shout out to Kenny, man. Heck yeah. Trey Norwood. We remember Trey, man, draft pick for us out of Oklahoma in the secondary. He's playing down there. Good player. Come on, man. Your athletic speedster running back, Anthony McFarland. You know that's your man. You like him. I'm like, yep, I respect. About to say, so he's down there. Hakeem Butler. Big Hakeem Butler, wide receiver. We know him. He's playing down there as well.
He's a good player.
Come on, man.
He was a guy that was going to stick in the league last year.
I did too.
He's a really good player. Big body, athletic, can run.
Special teams, man. You can add some of that. I'm like, man, that's the difference, man. You get that part to there, man. You could really carve you out a roll. I mean, you know how it buys you time, man. Buys you time.
For sure.
Denzel Mims, he's down in there as well, man. He's had 2 stints with us throughout the past 2-3 seasons, man. Then from there, Travis Feeney, draft pick, man. He was drafted actually when I want to say my second to last year in Pittsburgh. When we picked him. Heck yeah, man. So, he's been down there in the UFL for a while now, man. I want to say he played in all of the leagues as well, man. The AAF, the USF or the USFL, and now obviously the UFL, man. Quincy Roche, how you feel about Quincy, man? Little pass rusher, come on now, outside linebacker. Definitely another one, man. He was a preseason darling for one year. I forgot which year it was, but a lot of people on the Quincy Roche train, man, when he was making some noise in the preseason. So was definitely a fan of that. Kalen, we said no.
You hear all these names, like this is, to be honest with you, it's good football.
Yeah,
and it's a whole nother set of guys like that you don't even know about per se. That's the names that just were in college playing good football.
Yep.
Like the league is good football. I played in that spring.
Talk about it, man. Heck yeah.
And it's good football. It's that guy that just need an opportunity. Mm-hmm. It's that guy that if he might do get an opportunity, he might be somebody that could be on somebody's team.
Mm-hmm.
It's the guy that just he didn't get drafted.
Yep.
It's good football down there. McFarland went 3rd round if I remember.
Think about it, heck yeah.
Like these are guys that
he ain't even the only big name. Like even we're talking more of the Steelers side. Obviously, we remember Kalen. So we remember Kalen Balazs, he played here, but Zach Banner.
I remember Kalen Balazs was a good running back.
Yeah, Kalen was getting like quality snaps for us, man. But I would also say Zach Banner is down there, man.
Zach Banner's a good player.
Zach Banner's a dude that the Steelers even paid, a little money to as well, man. Yeah. But he's down there, like, you got there's some names, man, some quality players, man. There's some dudes that, like you said, man, for whatever reason along their journey, whether it was injuries, whether it was you got behind the wrong players and you just got buried under the depth chart, or it just didn't work out at this first stop, whatever the situation might have been, this league, man, is going to give these dudes opportunities to play high-level competitive football where it's not the Canadian style, where the rules are so different that it makes you feel like you're playing a different game. I like that for these dudes, man.
I love it.
And they got some names, and they got some good coaches down there too, man. You see some of the names down there, I'm like, yo, they got some dudes, man.
It's coaches who try to get on from it in a sense.
I mean, you seen it. You see how you could flip that.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm. You could definitely flip that, man. But dude, it's some dudes down there, man. I was like, yo, Matt Corral? You remember him?
I remember.
About to say quarterback. Yeah, that was
quarterback.
2022. Yeah, I was say was that the Kenny Pickett draft? I want to say Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis and stuff, right? But they say he might have. I want to say he might have been in that draft class. But yeah, Matt Corral. About to say he's down there playing in the UFL. I'm like, yep, we definitely know that one. Like, yeah. Like, let me see who else they got in this thing, man. Amari Rodgers. About to say, do you remember him? About to say wide receiver dude was with Green Bay when they drafted him 3rd round, 2021 time frame.
I do remember him.
I
remember him.
About to say he was another good player. Let me see who else they like, bro. I'm looking at these. I'm like, yo, Perrion Winfrey. Remember him in Cleveland for a little bit. About to say that's the D lineman boy. Let me see. All right, linebacker. How do you feel about Tay Crowder? Do you remember him?
Tay Crowder.
Was with the Giants for a little while, 2020 time frame.
I remember the name.
Okay.
I remember the name.
What about?
You know how that is.
Oh yeah.
You know a name. You're like, I remember the name.
What about this name? What about Kellen Mond? Little quarterback, former Minnesota Vikings, Texas A&M. Mm-hmm.
I remember him.
Let's see.
Big dude, receiver, right?
What about Greedy Williams? Have you heard of that name before?
No, you know Greedy.
Have you heard of Greedy Williams before? First team, all name team. Come on, man. The name is fire. What about?
Was big on Greedy.
Have you heard about this quarterback Max Duggan? I think they said Max Duggan, TCU guy. You might have heard him before. Little quarterback. I don't know if you heard of him before, man.
Good player.
Uh-huh.
Cowboy for a second.
Uh-huh. What about Andy Isabella? Mm-hmm.
He is a good
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Speed.
Uh-huh.
Speed.
Uh-huh. Hey, dude, there's some names. I'm like, hold on, bro. Y'all got some guys just hanging around here. I'm kind of liking the names. I'm kind of DJ Fluker. I know you know that name.
DJ Fluker.
I know you know big DJ Fluker. He played in DC with the Defenders too, man. Yeah.
He's drafted.
I'm gonna say we definitely know DJ. He actually was a former first round draft pick too, man. So shout out to DJ Fluker on that one, man. Yeah, but yo, man, as I look through, I'm like, man, these are some quality dudes, man, some quality names, dudes that you and me either know, played against, some of them even played on the same team with. Like, yeah, it's pretty dope, man. It's definitely pretty dope. I'm trying to see if there's any other notables that you might or I might know. I think that might be the biggest ones name-wise.
What's my man name? My punter man down there.
Oh, Destroying. Yeah. Or you talking about
not even Destroying.
Oh, you talking about Swaggy dude. Oh my goodness. You used to with the Raiders. Yeah.
Swaggy down
I know
there.
exactly you talking about you split for the Raiders. Oh my gosh. Oh,
he was with us with the Steelers.
Yeah.
The lucky lefty.
Dude, what's his name? Oh my god.
Played for LSU.
Oh no, Wing. You talking about Wing? Brad Wing. Brad Wing. Yep, Brad Wing. Good call.
Couple dudes down there. Brad Wing down there.
I think you was talking about. I think you was talking about the other dude, man. The punter from. You remember what I'm talking about, man? He used to do all the dancing stuff, man. Get the flags and stuff. Could boom it though.
He was.
What was his name again? I'm trying to remember, man. Yeah.
Marquette.
Yeah. Marquette King. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
He's down there.
But yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, it's legit, man. I like it. I like the names. I like the quality of it. And it's only going to continue to give it more validation and only make the league that much better. And like you said, man, give these dudes other opportunities, man. Because we do feel like
there's
good
guys
punters, man.
You have no clue about that are in there hungry like football guys. You just need opportunity, you know? It's good football. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So shout out, man. So like I said, man, we'll keep an eye on those dudes, man, as that league continues to heat up. We know they just started back up with their training camp and stuff like that, man. But like I said, man, it's live action, it's tape, man. We've even seen just these past couple of seasons, we've signed multiples of these dudes right from this league, man. We've seen it, man. Remember, at one point, Cameron Kelly, I believe his name was. We had signed him from one of these leagues, and he was starting for us opening night versus the Patriots, man.
But these are dudes. Do you sign a futures contract, or do you go get a guy from out of this league? Like these are still they're guys. They might not have played on the team all year. They go over here, play, get some money, and then try to get on. You know,
and to an extent, it is a little bit of a pro when you play in this league versus, signing the futures contract and just kind of doing I'm going to sit and do off season only. It's like, man, I'm getting a chance to show you some game tape. I'm getting a chance to show you, I'm actually playing, not just working out and doing that. So there are some pros to it, man.
I'm playing football.
Only way to get better at playing football is by playing football. You know the drill. Know the drill. All right. I like it then, man. I like it. Anything else, man, from you, man, before we get up out of here, my dog?
No, man. I think it's just I'm interested. The quarterback thing is the dilemma, man. We're just stuck on that right now.
Until we get that, our direction, we're just we're just lost right now. Like, I don't know where we're going just yet, but we need that answer before we can commit to any of this stuff, man.
I need to know the quarterback. I need to get that. I need to know that. That's a huge piece.
Yeah. So we will see, man. We will see. Hey, I'm seeing them Norfolk State football camp dates you got too, man. I say, bro,
yeah, man.
You out here. Sheesh.
Hey, man, there's some good camps, man. Some youth camps. Bring your kids out, man. Come to the camp, or prospect camps. You're trying to get on, want to be seen. Come to the camp. Like, it's just good camps, good times. It's summertime, we going camping,
Come on, man. Gotta go
It's so
camping and
cool.
say, man, it's
What?
hey yo, get your shorts, man, get your cutoffs. You know what time we on, man. All right,
Come on,
sun
man.
shining,
It's
man.
camp
Football
season.
time, man.
Here we
Yeah.
go. But before that, it's spring ball. Here we go. It's
Oh,
showtime.
spring
Yeah, let's get to it.
balls. Hey, look,
Let's
I
get
don't know if
to
you
it.
peeped it. You see prime time. That man said they trying to potentially have
I
a
I
team come
love
in
that.
and play like it's preseason, bruh.
I love that. It's not my position to speak, but
That's
I love that.
dope.
I would
Hey,
love to run that
that's
thing. I
dope.
love
I
that.
say, yo. I said, because now you can get the matchup without it having any ramifications of wins and
Yeah,
losses.
we can get a nice jab in. I'm
Oh,
down. That would
yo.
be
I'm not
dope.
going to
That's
lie to
dope.
you.
I love that.
When he said it, I was like,
I
it's
think
not
that's
a
gonna be a
terrible
wave.
idea.
I think that's
It's
high
not a
school does
terrible
it.
idea.
High school does
Those
it.
are
I think you'll see people
scrimmages. You
start.
get
Yeah.
scrimmages. Yeah.
But what it does is it lets these portal guys be seen.
Uh-huh. You want to transfer? Let me see what you look like first,
Yeah.
man. Let me get some
Go
game
take that
tape.
rep.
And let me see,
Yeah, go
and
take
not
that
that
rep.
practice tape either. Because, that's the right
Yeah,
now.
go
You
take
got to
your
sell me
rep.
on practice tape right now. Like, bro, I don't want to see 707. Let me see you actually in this game real quick, bro. Let me see you actually
Yeah.
tackle this dude in the alley, man. I
Like
don't want
you
to.
obviously not gonna see the starting quarterback.
Right. But you're not
You're not
worried
gonna see
about
the
that guy
defense.
if he's the
Yeah.
guy, because that guy ain't open to
No.
you no way. Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
we're
feel
cool.
confident in your guy if that's your guy at that level. You don't play in the spring game anywho. But
I liked it. I thought it was a dope idea when I heard it.
I did
I
too. It
liked
caught me off guard though, because no one has ever brought that up from my understanding. I've never heard that before. Outside of preseason in the NFL or scrimmages in high school, it's almost like taboo. You don't even think of that. It's man, you could barely even get access to collegiate practice all 22 or any type of game tape at times, man. So
it. Yeah.
just when you
I
think
feel
about
it.
the concept of you're gonna bring another team in, whether you play them in the regular season or if it's a team that you have completely no connection to at all, but you're gonna bring them in and let them, practice with you a couple of days and kind of see how you do things. I just didn't think that colleges was gonna be open to that. But man, the way
I
Prime
feel
talking,
it.
I'm like, yo, you know how I take all it takes is one.
I don't think
All
you'll
it
see
takes is one.
SEC do it. You won't see SEC do it. You're not gonna see unless it just totally turns into because some
It's a
people are at
cash
this
grab
point just
though.
get
You know how much money
yeah.
you can make, man. You imagine if Colorado
Yeah,
says we're gonna do a spring game versus Ohio State,
for
bro.
sure.
It's going bonkers. And then next year, hey, Ohio State, man. Now Colorado comes to y'all for y'all spring game. You know what I mean? Almost like a home and home type situation. Like, bro, it would go nuts.
I
They
agree.
already televised the spring games. We be over here talking about it's the blue and white game. Let me watch them act like they about to keep score for a game that we know they ain't keeping score for. And it would be sold out. It'd be 60, 70,000 people in there, bro. Imagine if it's really an opponent, but for the teams, it's appealing because, hey, it doesn't count against our record. So you're going to get quality. You're going to get good on good. And even the backup quarterback at Bama is still going to be nice as heck. Even the
I think
backup,
that's what
you
you're
know what I
going to
mean?
see though.
Like, yeah. Like, I like that, dude.
Mm,
I like it, man.
I'm with you.
I like it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I like it. I'm not mad at it.
It was different. So, I just want to, like I said, I want to see your thoughts on it, man. But other than that, though, man, shout out to my dog and them, man. And we'll spin the block, man. Do this again next week. Or I was going to say next week. Lord have mercy. I guess in 2 days, huh? I see you on Wednesday.
Good.
My dog, man. Appreciate you as always, though, baby.
All right, my dog.
Dog, peace. Shout out to the homie TG. If y'all were enjoying the homie, the interview, the call in, hit that like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Got a couple of supers that have popped up on the back end. Do appreciate you from the heart. Let's tap in to those real quick. Chris Arkwright. Shout out to Chris Arkwright. And he says, roll with Mason Rudolph this year and move up in the draft in 2026. If we like that class, no reason to overpay 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks on their last leg. I do agree. Trust me, that's been my mindset as we've gotten further along this offseason, and more importantly, as we've seen just this quarterback market and how everything has played out. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of overpaying some of these dudes. What I will say is this, though. I know Arch Manning is the big name from 2026. I haven't looked at the rest of the class just yet. But what I do know is we are on paper scheduled to have some nice some nice comp picks, compensatory, picks due to Dan Moore's contract, due to Justin Fields' contract, right? And I want to say it was somebody else, potentially Najee or Larry Ogunjobi, right? But looking at that, we're looking at getting multiple nice, comp picks coming back in 2026 that maybe you do package together and leverage to move up in that draft if you wanted to. So we do have some options there, man. And that's the thing for me, why I like the rolling with Mason this go around, get you a couple of pieces in here weapon wise. And hey, if that doesn't work, I can still load up and move up in the draft next year if I need to go draft the guy that I want to draft. That's, kind of why I'm looking at it as it stands today. But I would much rather do that than paying, like I said, one of them older aging guys $35, $40+ million when we know they're limited. We know this. I just don't want to do the whole let's, act like it's not real when we know it's real. We know what they are at this stage. So when you pay them that and ask them to be the force multipliers, not just for 6 games, not just for 10 games, but for 17+ postseason, I personally feel like we are going to be, left wanting a little bit more, unfortunately. All right. Pixel Bros. Shout out to Pixel Bros. He says, I agree with Chris. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris on that one then, man. In terms of Chris, Arc, right. There we go then. I like a Pixel Bros. Let's go. Respect on that. Skeeter Jones says, do we re-sign CJ Henderson? And how do we feel about his... How do we feel about having him back? How do we feel about having... I'm not sure who you're saying having him back, but he reminds us of Cam. Yeah, I am not sure who you're talking about. But what I will say in terms of CJ Henderson, if we're talking about bringing him back, I'm open to it at this stage if it's, super cheap and we ain't breaking anything money-wise, because high pedigree is dope. But at the same time, he hasn't necessarily lived up to the pedigree just yet. He hasn't lived up to, I think it was 5th overall draft pick when he was drafted coming into the league. And he's just really, has struggled, whether it's been health, whether it's been production, whether it's been scheme coaching. He just hasn't really, gained that traction from a career standpoint just yet. But I'm open to CJ Henderson still being a part of the competition during the offseason because, how many dudes are we talking about athletically, being, good enough to even be a top 10 pick, first round pick? Those dudes athletically are different breeds typically from my experiences. So to me, I'm open to him being around and competing, man, because if it's healthy and it gets hot, who knows? Maybe you get a diamond in the rough out of it and it finally taps into its true potential. But if not, then, hey, man, I have somebody that pushes, the bottom of my DB roster. And at least I know athletically and production-wise, these dudes have shown me that they can beat out CJ Henderson, man. So, like I said, that's kind of how I look at it. I don't have an issue one way or the other with him, though, man. But, that's kind of how I'm with it, though, man. So, yeah. And like I said, man, I definitely don't understand that second part, man. I'm going to have to give one of them translators in here, man. All right? I ain't know. But shout out to y'all, though. All right? Let's see. Oh, and you're saying Yaya Black from Iowa, and he said his game reminds you of Cam. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. Take a picture of the name, and I will definitely check said tape, and I'll get you back probably Wednesday. You know how I do, man. It don't take me long, man. It don't take me long at all, man. But definitely will tap into him, Skeeter Jones. Shout out to you, though, man. All right. Remix says DK and Pickens, Mob Deep. Throw that deep ball. No, big facts on that. Big emphasis on mobbing because them boys for certain going to be mobbed out there and for certain throw that ball deep, man. I don't want to see this Oh, on average, our average completion is like 5 yards. No, 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 no. We want to be down the grass. We want to attack you. Yep, I want to attack you vertically. That's what I'm looking for, man. All right. So let's go. Oh, shout out to Josh Peroso and Skeeter Jones joining the upper room. So both of you guys, man, I appreciate you from the heart. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to the homie Jay Farrow as well, man, paying it forward, being an absolute rock star at life, gifting an upper room membership. So to that individual that he gifted it to, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Let's see. All right. Tito with the good vibes, man. Shout out to Tito. I'm going to do it every single time I see your name, Tito. Whenever we live in here, I'm going to shout you out because you rock with me, not just on the Steelers channel, but you also rock with me heavy on the sneaker channel, kicking it with Moats. And it's funny, too, man. I was at dinner last night, man. I had some of my family in town, and my cousin didn't know about my sneakers, man, and my passion. I was letting him know. I was like, I kind of got this little thing where, I like shoes. And, he was like, how many pairs you got? I was like, maybe like, I stopped counting at 330. And yeah, that was back in 2016, like probably over 400 by now, man. And yeah, I had to let them know about the YouTube channel. I was like, yo, check the page out, man. Like, it's, we got some people over there. They following it. Y'all be liking, y'all be subscribing. I be seeing y'all. Shout out to y'all. But Tito is like the guy I always see commenting over there. So that's why I always got a shout out to the homie Tito with the good vibes. I'm like, yo, Tito, I feel like I'm always talking to you over on the sneaker channel. Always. All right. And I be saying X concepts. You be lurking. You be lurking on the Bills channel. I be seeing you over there. All right. Just know that I be knowing. So shout out to you and the support from the heart. Appreciate you. All right. But yeah, man. Y'all be showing love, man. So I do appreciate that. But Tito says, Moats, the show is one of the best out here. Keep doing what you do, brother. Shout out to Steeler Nation. Nah, man, I appreciate you from the heart, man. Like I said, man, I'm always trying to come up with different concepts, man, to make this show entertaining, engaging, but also informative, man. I want to make sure that you're not wasting your time, but you are enjoying your time as well. And we also are trying to, create different opportunities for people, man. We saw how Deke was able to come through here, man, have a ton of success and graduate to now him doing solo content. So now when we look at guys like Tyler, you look at guys like Dom, it's like, man, I'm excited with the next wave, man, the new guys, man, and what they're going to grow into. Obviously, we talk about TG, man, and, what he brings to the table as a current defensive coordinator. Currently doing this thing, man, bringing that insight, but also as a former NFL player. So it's like we bring in, different elements, different avenues. And y'all know I'm just a crazy man that research, have a little fun, alumni city, doing what we do as well, man. So, that's kind of the mindset, man. And obviously you've seen some of the content with Mark, right? Mark Bergen, producer down at was at WRAL Channel 5 in Raleigh, has his Steelers podcast as well, man. So it's like, yeah, we introducing new voices, man, trying to keep it spicy, engaging, and more importantly, man, worth all of your time. Because even though this is free content, yeah, you could tune in anywhere, right? You could tune in to anybody. But the fact that y'all do decide to tap in with me, for these 2 hours, 2.5 hours of live content, or it's the pre-recorded, uploaded content, whether it's the shorts, whether it's the website, arthemos.com, and everything in between, we constantly trying to find ways to make it the right thing for y'all, man. So I do appreciate, when you drop that back, show a little love, man. So shout out. And David Decker says, yo, Most, what is the Bills channel name? All right. It's Arthemos 52. Come on, man. You got to chill, man. Don't do me like that. But give a little versatility, man, because obviously I was an alumni over there as well, man. I do got love for my peoples up that way, but you know how we do, man. You know what I mean? Got to divide it up, all right? I ain't want to, mix up the water over here. So black and gold over here, blue and red over there, sneaker baby over here. All right, so shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. AJ Martinez at the buzzer too. man, gifting an upper room membership, being an absolute rock star at life, paying it forward. So, I appreciate you for that. And to that individual that you gifted the membership to, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then we got the homie AJ Martinez also spinning the block saying, love all, love you all. Shout out to all of you and all of my fam, because he's saying, oh, y'all are the family. You know how the chat do, man. So shout out to my guy, AJ Martinez. I know you be on the grind. I know you out there getting it in, man, but we do appreciate you anytime you tap in with us, AJ, all right? So keep winning at life. Keep being an absolute rock star at life the way that we know you are, all right? So definitely appreciate you for that. And yeah, Lifted Ones, man, shout out to the 50K, man. Look, I'm waiting, all right? Because y'all saw we flirted with it for a second, and it got crazy for like a week or two. So I'm going to just let it cook for a little while longer. But once it gets to the 50K and we get the little 100 over, then it's like, yo, it's giveaway time, all right? We're going to celebrate it hard, all right? But until then, I'm just monitoring it, all right? But I do like how y'all done picked it back up, man. Y'all done picked it back up on free agency. So, okay, they still love us. They still out there. So salute to y'all, all right? But with that being the case, man, that will conclude tonight's show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe either if you're new to the channel. We will spin the block, man. Do this again on Wednesday, man, with my homie and them, all right? And we do still have plenty of other new little things that will be popping up as we continue to get further into this off season, all right? But like I said, definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with me tonight. And y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby. Peace.